It's like watching Caitlin Clark last night. I said maybe she's going to average 20 and 10. That would be a great season for her. Well, she had 30 last night. They lost again. They're not a good team. And she's averaging 16 and 7, and we're going, okay, all right. And I liken her to, and here's the comparison that will be out of left field, but follow me on this. Barry Sanders' final year at Oklahoma State, 1988, 11 games. He rushed for 2,600 yards, and he had 37 rushing touchdowns. So that was 1 year. Barry Sanders gets drafted, Detroit Lions, next season. He plays 15 games. He rushes for 1,400 yards, and he has 14 rushing touchdowns. Is that a disappointment? Well, it's just reality. He was unbelievable. He could have rushed for 3,000 yards at Oklahoma State. He had 2,600 yards rushing and 37 rushing touchdowns in 11 games. Gets to the NFL and like, okay, well, that's the reality. Caitlin Clark is dealing with the reality of the WNBA. She's not failing. It's just your expectation. She's not going to average 27 a game. Not anytime soon. And when Diana Taurasi warned everybody, and everybody's like, hey, hater. No. Diana Taurasi was giving you the truth. It is tough. Yeah, remember how great Reggie Bush was at USC? And we're like, golly, we've never seen anybody like get to the NFL. And we're like, all right, he's okay. That's what being a professional does. They get paid. They're not going to class. They don't have a side job. Their job is to be great at what they do. And that could be guarding you, scoring on you, being physical. They're professional. Barry Sanders wasn't a letdown his first year. And watching Caitlin Clark last night, while she put up 30, she's got to learn how to play a professional game now. Because in college, you get away with a lot of things. But she's learning, and if you watch when she started to where she is now, she's got to learn to move without the ball a whole lot better. She's got to understand that first piece of contact that she gets. Try to avoid that if you can. But if you get it, then try to utilize that contact. But she can still shoot. She can still pass. A lot of turnovers. But, you know, they're all learning here. I mean, what was Troy Aikman his rookie year? What was Peyton Manning? What was John Elway? Some of the greatest. You fail, and then you learn. The great ones learn. They pick up something. They add something. They add something again the next year. But watching Caitlin Clark, she hasn't failed. She's learning. But I think people look at this like, okay, this is the hype. Let's see what she does in her career. Is she going to be as good as Diana Taurasi? She could only hope to be as good as her. Or some of the legends who played. There's some wonderful players. We're just noticing the WNBA now. At least a lot of people are. Because of Caitlin Clark. She's bringing a lot of power, a lot of attention, a lot of notoriety. And when you watch, you realize there are some really good, talented players. Yes, Marv.
Yeah, and I think Diana Taurasi was speaking from experience. Like, she was Caitlin Clark, not at that level, but she was the best player in college basketball, and she was the number one pick in the WNBA draft. She knows what Caitlin Clark was about to go through, and so she's telling her, hey, the stuff I could do at UConn, I cannot do that at this level right away. And people, this guy, said it was hate.
People don't like the truth. She wasn't being unfair. I mean, if you know Diana Taurasi, you've met her, you listen to her, she just tells you the truth. Like, she's not trying to sugarcoat anything. She was being honest. And I think when we get to these expectations, and look, Bronny James is going to face this. He's not as talented as Barry Sanders was in college or Caitlin Clark. But the expectation level has to be modified. Because if not, everybody's going to say the same thing about him. And it's not fair to him. And maybe you don't care. I do, because I look at this and you want somebody to at least have an opportunity, a fair shake. Maybe he's getting more than his fair share of a fair shake because of who he is. But I'm just bracing you for what it's going to be like in the coming weeks when we get ready for the NBA draft. What's LeBron going to do? What are the Lakers going to do? What if Phoenix drafts him? Would LeBron go it's just going to be a jigsaw puzzle, and there's going to be a couple of pieces that are left out. It's going to be a mess. But that's sort of what we've embraced now in today's sports world. Yeah, Paulie.
Going back to Diana Taurasi, like you said, she was All-American superstar coming out of UConn. Her rookie year in the WNBA, she averaged 17 points and 4 assists. Very nice numbers, one Rookie of the Year. 2 years later, she was averaging 26.
Yeah.
Drastic improvement.
Yeah. But, I'm watching Caitlin Clark. She's got to get a little bit more physical, bigger. She's got to, because it's a long run. And plus, she's been playing basketball since, September? It's been a run all the way through. And she needs some help. You watch that team. There's a reason why they had the number 1 pick. They're not good. They didn't trade to get the number 1 pick. They earned it. They were terrible. Yes, Marv.
I wasn't going to say anything. I was right with you completely. I saw them play, and I was like, woo, I see why. And also, it seems like she's not shooting to try to ingratiate herself, amongst her teammates. Like, you know what? I don't want to shoot 25 times, even though I probably should.
Yeah, I said that she would be more of a passer, a facilitator her first year. Learn the game, learn your teammates, earn their trust, and then she's going to have a couple of breakout games. But if you're going in and going, man, she's a disappointment, then you don't really follow sports because it's a journey. It's not, I got a referendum on this player after 3 games, 5 games, 10 games. Hopefully she's playing a long time.